podcast. The podcast, the podcast, the podcast, the podcast, the podcast, the podcast, the podcast. You're listening to the podcast, 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 the podcast.
Thanks for joining us today
on Chronic
the podcast,
the podcast, the pod
nonsense.
The pods.
It's time for a little bit of.
You gotta let me do the intro.
Welcome back. I'm gonna hand it over to Dalen. He's gonna do the intro.
Thank you. It's the podcast, 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 the podcast. You're listening to the podcast, the podcast, the podcast.
Welcome to Chronic Nonsense.
No, I got it. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Chronic Nonsense, the podcast, the podcast.
Once a week, my neighbors probably think that someone's being killed.
They're
not going to do anything about it.
Their ears. It's their ears that are being killed. Oh my god.
That was right into the mic.
Excuse me. Hi, Tim. Hi, Tim.
How's it going? Is this going to be the episode where we say things multiple times?
I certainly hope not.
Huh?
I won't. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the podcast, the podcast, the podcast, the podcast. Is that the Beverly Hills Cop theme?
Is that the same joke as last week?
Did I tell that joke last week? I can't say I'm surprised. Guys, if this is your first time listening, welcome back. This is the podcast that you were listening to before, but welcome back.
Thank you for joining us.
Did you do anything at all this week?
I did things.
Are we going to suffer another one? Episode?
Another one, maybe. Are we saying it? Is last one a bad episode? Is that a bad episode that we had?
I didn't say that.
I don't think I listened to all of it.
I don't
think I listened to any of it, actually.
I know I didn't listen to it.
Which is bad. I edited it, so you'd think.
That is bad, actually. So, and I didn't.
That's fine.
And you sent it to me to review it, and then I didn't. So it's all right.
Yeah, so it's fine. Don't worry about it, guys. It was a great episode. Chalk it up to being a great episode.
Chocolate up.
Welcome back. So, I'll launch us off with this week. I started a new job.
What's that?
Ooh, spicy.
I'm not interested in that.
All right, we don't have to talk about it.
I'm not interested in how good your life is going.
Just go die in a closet or something.
In a closet? Is it going to be your closet?
I'm just going to go in a closet. I'm going to go in a different closet.
You're going to go... So let me get this straight. You're going to go in a closet. You're going to go in a different closet.
That's right. I'm going to die in a closet.
Okay.
Not the same one I went into either time.
What?
Different closet?
What do you mean either time? You went in two closets?
I went in a closet. I went in a different closet. And I died in a closet. Not the same closet.
Okay. Well,
thank you.
But you didn't go...
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. You joined a job? You had a job? What'd you get?
We'll let you know when we're having another episode. It'll be a week.
Or is it the car thing you were talking about?
Yeah, I'm wrapping vehicles. I'm doing vinyl wraps.
Do you want me to lay you down a beat?
Breathes on the mic.
It's gonna go over well with the audience, I bet. Hold on, let me lay you down a sick beat so you can practice your car rap.
Lay me the beat, boys, and
I looked up beat on YouTube. We're gonna. Oh, I should probably do beat royalty free. This is the first one that pops up. God damn it! It's gonna give me a fucking 15-second ad. This bit, it's not worth it. Just do your car rap now with this. Lay it down. Do your car rap right now. That's what you're gonna be a car rapper, so you gotta...
Yeah, man.
Hey, look, the beat loaded.
Oh, guitars and bars and harps and sharps. Yeah, I rap cars, baby. Cars, baby. Cars, baby. And that's why I dropped out of music ed.
That was worth it. I thought we were taking way too long to get there, but
right.
I liked it. What does that mean? What do you mean by rapping cars?
We're taking like vinyl and covering a car with it. So it's like one color, and we're making a different color, but not paint it. It's like you're duct taping a car,
Okay.
but it's big duct tape.
Car wallpaper.
Yeah, basically,
That's lame.
straight up.
Who would ever put wallpaper on a car?
We also do like decals. That's actually what they started out doing, and then they started doing wraps later.
Do you think you're going to really enjoy this job that you just started?
I don't know. The first day was rough. The second day was also very rough.
Okay.
But the third day was a little better.
Like you already started
Yeah, I started
working.
on Monday.
Oh,
So I worked 3 days because my internship was the other 2 days.
fucking tough guy over here.
It's a weird place. It's a little bit of a weird place. It's a very Christian place.
Oh boy.
They have a prayer at their morning meeting. It's a family business.
No.
Sort of. And by a family business, I mean none of them are related to the owner. But they're all related to each other.
How have you only worked at jobs I've never heard of?
I don't know,
Your
man.
whole life
it
has
just
just
keeps
been-
happening.
Your whole life is like fake jobs,
Yeah,
like owned by people that aren't real
I know.
people.
Yeah, so
I don't like it.
The owner every morning they have a meeting about all the stuff that needs to get done, and at the end he's like, "Any prayer requests?" And then they do that, and I'm like, "No,
Please,
no."
just pay me to. Is it like a bit? What is it? Is it a business? Is it like Windows Doors
it's
and More?
No. This is a very like real business. They handle like thousands of vehicles a year.
Jesus Christ!
They do a lot.
Why would they do such a thing?
They've been in business for like,
Why would they handle such a task?
I don't know, at least 11 years, because one of the guys that works there has been working there 11 years. I don't know how long they've been open, but I think like 20, maybe more.
That's pretty cool. You don't have to worry about your job maybe going up in flames.
Yeah. I'm definitely like, if I want this job and I don't like do it badly, I'm not going to have to worry about it going away. That's for sure.
Remember how a year ago when you got me to work at Windows Doors and More with you, and I was like, this doesn't feel very stable, and you said, it's not.
Yeah. And I was right.
But for a year,
For a year it lasted. So that's something.
Long enough for me to forget it wasn't.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But yeah, so that's but today I was there, and it was not as like the issues that I was having before are the same things that I have anytime I start something new, which is that I just hate not being good at something so much, especially when it's something that I have to do. Mm-hmm. And so I like, you know, they don't have any expectations that are unreasonable, but I hate not being able to do it right the first time, because you gotta learn, but I don't like that.
interesting.
I want to just be good at it already.
Oh, I get it.
But I'm starting to get better, so I'm starting to like it a little more. The dread that I had for going into work is going away.
Okay, that's great.
Because like the first day I was like, oh no, new
Can't wait.
job.
Can't
Don't
wait.
wanna.
That's great. I'm glad you found one.
Yeah.
Everyone asked me, they're like, "Oh my God, what's Tim doing?" And I was like, they're just gonna walk up to him and give him one. I
Yep.
promise.
I don't think I'm ever gonna have to worry about, like, this is such a white privilege thing.
Yeah, I guess.
It's
yeah.
just like I don't know if I'm ever gonna have to. I'm not saying every white person has
No,
this.
true.
But like, you know, I'm from one of those families where it's just like, we
You
get
just know
handed
people.
shit. Like, my family isn't like fancy and rich and everything, but we know people and they'll give me shit.
You got good connections.
I got connections.
Always got connections.
I didn't have to make those connections. My family made
Black
them.
people can have connections.
Yeah. Yeah.
Racist.
Yeah, you piece of shit. Black people can have fucking connections.
It sounds a
you
little something
piece
like
of
this.
shit. But the thing that I was gonna get to is that I have been cursing a lot more
Just go on.
outside of work because it is not the environment where you curse at work, and it's very hard for me not to. Let a few goddams and shits go, and nobody's made like faces or like
They just
told me I
don't.
can't, but it's obvious that that's not like none of them say that kind of thing at
Interesting.
work. So I'm like, all right, I don't think any of them say it at all, because it seems like everybody that works there is a Christian
Good
except
Lord
for me.
has a good grasp on their taints.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one that's not a Christian there.
Yeah, as far as you know.
And they're all like people that volunteer in churches, and 2 of them are pastors. At like, it's a very Christian.
Do you think any of them are closeted?
Maybe.
At least 3.
Not that I picked up on, but maybe.
The famous fraction, 3 out of 6 pastors are going in a closet somewhere. We're going to sing about it here in a short bit, but first I want to bring you to our sponsor. Our first sponsor today is Chair Slice. Chair Slice is a place where you get your chairs all sliced up, put in a row, get them all wrapped up like a car, kind of like what Tim does, but we'll do it for you for free. Second sponsor brought to you by Cybertime. You ever get in trouble with your computer and you just wanted it to start working on you? Well, call up Cybertime. We'll tell you what's wrong with you and what you should fix about yourself. And then maybe your computer can follow suit. How about that, you fucker?
And our last sponsor of the day is Godzilla. He's a goddamn giant monster, and he's gonna smash your town.
The bit was like over, and then now it's the fourth sponsor. Let's, yes.
You can find Godzilla on Etsy. Thank you. Yeah,
yes.
all right. So what do you got? What you got going on?
Well, you're not gonna ask me about what I'm doing for a job.
That's kind of what I meant, but yeah. What are
Well-
you doing for a job?
Well, guess what? I've decided in my heart I think I'm never gonna work again.
Right on. Keep on riding that wave, buckaroo.
That's a bad friend thing to say to someone who says they're never gonna work again. To say right on.
Yeah, rad, baby.
Say it just like that.
Live that life.
Yeah, that's
right on.
there's no way that's a good friend. You can't be a good friend and say
Let
that.
the wind take you.
Well, I work at a very Christian place too. It's called Jesus. No, it's not.
No.
Sorry, I got mad at myself. I work at a pizza place.
Do they make pizzas?
They make. Have you ever gone and do a Qdoba?
Yeah.
Was that yes? Okay. Well, if you've ever been to a Qdoba, it's like if you were like, "Can I get a pizza?" and you get one.
And then they say, "Can I get an amen?" Sister.
What the fuck was that?
I was breathing in weird.
That's terrible noises.
So, what do they have you doing there?
I don't know yet. I start training on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Can't wait.
Gotcha. I wasn't sure if you'd started yet. I figured that Saturday was like just a day that you were working, but I wasn't sure if it was like day 1.
That's my
or
first day.
9.
It's my first day. Shout out to Patrick.
What hours
who
you gotta
listens
work?
to the show? Excuse me?
I don't care about Patrick.
Excuse me?
I'm just kidding, Patrick. I love you.
You gonna interrupt me in my story?
Yeah, I'm going to interrupt you in your story on your podcast.
This is my podcast.
Yeah.
I invited you to your house and your equipment to start my podcast. And that's what brings us to our fifth sponsor of the day. Fifth sponsor of the day is called Picture Frame United. You ever got a picture frame you didn't like? Well, we got plenty of them. Come and buy a picture frame that's probably not what you're looking for. We got big picture frames, little picture frames, tiny picture frames, little picture frames, little picture frames, small picture frames, a couple picture frames, miniature, small picture frames. Come and get them at Picture Frames United. Dress it up. I work at a pizza place called Topped.
Yeah, you do.
New Albany, Indiana. You can come find me.
Albany.
I'll give you my social security number. It's 999 the podcast.
99999.
Sound like Carl Urban from The Boys. 99999. I really like when he says cunt in that.
Yeah, he says it with some force.
I don't usually say that word.
He's a boy.
Because I'm not usually one to say that word. I don't have the accent for it, and I don't, probably shouldn't say it anyway, but it's fine. But when he says it, it just feels good. It's just like what a word.
Yeah, he's got it going on.
Anyway, yeah, I work at a pizza place now, and that's all I can say about that. I will work there, and I'm going to give you a lot of information about my time there when it comes around there to it.
Gravy.
What did you say?
Gravy.
Did you say gravy?
Gravy. Gravy.
Excuse me.
Oh.
I sneezed. It sounds like a sick beat. Can I tell you something that happened to me when I was in my psychologist? I went to see my psychologist and I was in the waiting room. I'll give you a second. Let you play with that button there.
Tell me about it.
I said I'd give you a second, and then you're like, "Oh, now I'll stop." Okay. I was in the waiting room.
Yeah.
And there were these two ladies there, and they opened my eyes to something that's very funny to me.
Tell me about it.
They played something on their phone, but it was just like a real quick. Have you ever heard the theme for American Dad?
I've heard it. It's been a while, and I couldn't really tell you how it goes.
Well, they played just a portion of it in the office, and it just like loud, and it was like all quiet and stuff, and I thought it was real funny because it reminded me of the Zaboomafoo thing.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's me, that kind of thing, and I wanted to play it for you real quick to see what you think, if you think this is funny or not.
All right.
Isn't that so funny?
Yeah, that is funny.
We're not going to talk about what happened, Tim.
I like that.
Isn't that funny? God damn it. I felt like I was just breastfeeding for the first time.
I don't know about that.
Did anything else important happen to you recently, Tim?
Crazy important things happened. All of the important things happened to me.
All of them.
Everything that was important that could have happened to me.
Name 3.
Rabies vaccination.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that.
Pirates.
You got shot by pirates.
Handed a pitchfork.
Was there
the 3 things.
Was there a mob? Was there an angry mob?
No.
Someone just handed you a pitchfork. Said get to work. Good morning.
Welcome back.
I cleaned my apartment. That's something I did. You didn't see. You haven't seen my apartment, though.
I haven't seen your apartment in a long time.
Yeah, I made that. I mean, that was on purpose.
Well,
you weren't allowed in my apartment. No one was allowed in my apartment until recently. I was like, I need to clean my apartment. And then I did. Now it looks fucking great. Have you seen my car too? My car's clean.
I've seen your car, but I haven't seen the inside, so I don't know. I believe you though. Let me breathe on the mic one more time. One more time.
Go ahead.
All right.
Thank you. Define clean. It's cleared out. It's clean in comparison.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
It's like mostly empty.
Mine
now.
is not like mine is empty and it's always empty. Like it's pretty clean.
You have a lot of space.
It's dirty as far as like it's very dusty, full of grass from mowing.
Full of grass.
So I need to clean it.
You have enough space to where you can bring stuff in that just are things. I don't have a lot of space in my apartment. It's literally a bedroom. It's 400 square feet or something like that.
This is true.
And soon it won't be. I can't wait for that.
Soon it'll be 300 square feet.
Soon it'll be 300 square feet. That's right. You got it there. Give me a sick beat. I want to talk about it. Soon it'll be 300 square feet up in your hair. It's not going to be my thing to deal with. It's going to be your thing to deal with. I'm going to get it down dirty. It was a really good song.
Thank you. I wrote it.
Yeah, I swear to God it was my idea, but that's fine.
You
did a great job.
You can have an idea for something.
You know what's great about the place I live too is that I live right across the street from Shakespeare in the Park.
Well, that's crazy.
Have you ever been to Shakespeare in the Park, Tim?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't think I have.
Was that? Are you okay?
I've never been to it in Louisville, that's for sure.
Are we not going to acknowledge that you sounded not okay there?
No. Right on, brother.
God, I don't like that guy. I don't like that guy. Right on, brother. That's his name? Right on, brother?
Slide on down the road.
I imagine this guy in like half of a biker's uniform. Like
with half a motorcycle.
Like he's just got they call him Halfway Highway.
Oh, Halfway Highway. Yeah. You're gonna want to quit your job.
I don't want to be friends with Halfway Highway, man. He's a bad influence.
Steal money.
Oh God!
No,
what were we talking about?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Shakespeare in the Park.
Shakespeare in the Park, man. They do it in front of my building.
Yeah,
all the time.
Now everyone knows where you live.
And they'll it sucks because most of the time it's like when we record the podcast. So
that's sad.
Every time I come back, I have to park in back. I have to find a parking spot to park by my place, and it's annoying.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know why they do this, but they blast like the first minute of that one, like when they're preparing for people to come in, I guess, to play music while people are filing into the place across the street. They'll play only 1 minute of one Maroon 5 song.
Which one?
It's the one that goes like this. It sounds like, it's girls like you, yeah, yeah, girls like you, yeah, yeah, girls like you, yeah, yeah, girls like you, yeah, yeah. You know that one?
I know the one, yeah.
Yeah, it's that one that plays every time loud as fuck. And I can hear it in my apartment with the doors closed and the windows shut. And it's very far across the street. It's a big park across the street, and I hear it loud and clear.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. And I hear it, like at least 4 times a week.
Yeah.
I hate that song, Tim.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I hate that song.
Yeah.
Girls like you, yeah, yeah. Girls like you, yeah, yeah.
And those are the official lyrics.
Girls like you, yeah, yeah. You're in the right key, too. Is that Adam Levine? You didn't tell me you were going to get him on the show.
No, I have him.
Let's hear him.
Keyboard sound.
Adam Levine, how you doing? Can you do the This Love Has, can you do that song? Wow, man. Yeah, I was told he was okay. He's not as good as I thought he'd be in person. I thought he'd be better.
He uses a lot of auto-tune, I guess.
I usually are able to tell what he's saying, too. I know it's a weird chord progression for that song, but I didn't think it was that weird. It's a lot of post-production, I guess.
I want to know how he splits his voice like that.
I don't know. Overtones, you ever do it?
Oh, that's horrible.
It is terrible because I'm just blowing into the mic. So people probably couldn't hear it.
And then there's like the throat singing stuff that you can do with overtones too, which is cool. Like they yeah, you got it. Okay.
Girls like you, yeah, yeah. You okay?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I just got a job at a pizza place.
You said you had some things?
I went through most of them, I think.
Oh, already?
Yeah, that was it. Clean my apartment, Shakespeare in the Park. What's your favorite Shakespeare in the Park?
like I said, I don't know if I've ever been to a Shakespeare in the Park, but my favorite Shakespeare.
Are you pretentious enough to have your own favorite Shakespeare play?
I don't. I liked.
It feels pretentious to be like that.
What was the one?
As You Like It?
I don't know if I've ever seen that. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
I know I've never seen it, but I did read that, As You Like It, on my own. On my own accord,
Interesting.
I read it in high school because I thought I was a cool theater artsy boy. And I want to say when I read the Spark Notes of it, because the Spark Notes is just the translation of everything.
Yeah.
I didn't read that bullshit.
Yeah.
I can't understand that bullshit.
Yeah.
And then you had all the smart kids in class that'd be like, "Oh, I know exactly what this means." It's like, what the fuck? How about you? It's probably why I can't understand a goddamn word you're saying to me.
Yeah, get out of here, people. Are you grabbing MTs?
Just wanted to see if
What are you
anything's
doing?
there. Just want to see if anything's there, Tim.
You know, when they say it's
Girls
not actually
like
a
you.
bone. It's not actually a bone there. It's not a...
Hey, I got a bone about you. You don't have a favorite Shakespeare that we did in like high school or something? Which one did you like any of the things that we read in high school?
Kinda. I mean, I was all right with them.
That's fair.
I like Hamlet all right.
Yeah, Hamlet's fine.
I like Hamlet all right.
Actually, you know what's a good one? What was actually a good one I read also? I think it was
What's
like
that?
Senior Comedy of Errors, because it is just a comedy.
Haven't read
And
that.
it's not, it's just, I think it's about, just like a duke and another duke that look the same and get confused in scenarios with other people who think they're the other guy.
That's fun.
Yeah. But and I remember it being funny for like, for something old as dick.
Yeah.
Old as my dick. That's what Adam Levine says in that song. Girls
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you,
yeah.
yeah. Girls like you, yeah. Who's that? That's Gwen Stefani. Do that one Gwen Stefani song, Gwen Stefani. Ain't no holla back, girl. Ain't no holla back, girl. I hear ya. That's if she was a beautiful balloon.
All right. Thank you for.
What's your favorite thing to do in a park, then? If you're not going to answer my Shakespeare.
Yeah, man. Yeah. My favorite thing to do in a park is probably some form of frisbee.
That's fair.
Like me some frisbee.
You like frisbee golf?
Yeah, I like frisbee golf.
When was the last time you went frisbee golfing?
Oh, it's been a lot of years.
It's been how many? Think about it.
Probably. Oh man, it's been probably
17? 15, maybe?
probably 10 years.
10.
10.
All right. Do you want to go? Do you want to do it for the podcast? Do you want to? You let me know if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for letting me know. So we could do it. We can record the podcast while playing frisbee golf.
Yeah.
I'm just coming up with all these creative ideas. I'm waiting for the okay from corporate.
All right.
The green light, if you will.
Yeah.
If you had a boss that was like that's what corporate sounded. They like. You're like,
So, like,
I don't know.
when do you need this report by? Yeah. Can I have the weekend off?
No. He says it with that giant smile that you have on your face too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no.
No.
That's a visual bit. That's more of a visual bit. But that's fine.
No. Yeah.
What was your favorite Dr. Seuss book as a Chinaman?
I really liked. Well, I really liked Green Eggs and Ham because I'm unoriginal.
No, the unoriginal one is the one that's like, oh, the places you're going right now.
Oh, the places you could have been.
Oh, Oh, where are you going?
Oh, where is that? Where is that?
Where am I?
I also like to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street. Is that what that one's called?
What did you...
To think that I
thought
saw
you
it
were-
on Mulberry Street.
Oh, okay. And there was a street.
And of course, Hop on Pop.
Hop on Pop is a fox in sock.
Fox in the Hound.
One fish, one fish, one fish, one fish.
One fish in the bush is worth two in your arms.
They didn't know if they were excited. They were just quiet. They were quietly excited about that. That doesn't. That sounds like. I don't know, man. I don't know what it sounds like. What are you doing now?
Don't worry about it.
I am worried about
You
it.
shouldn't be.
Okay.
You shouldn't worry.
All right. Well, okay. Where are we going right now?
255, baby.
That's 255 BPM.
Yep.
That's almost as good as, man, that's fast. What do you want me to do about this right now? I can't save whatever's happening right now. I'm only one man.
Well, I'm a two-man show, baby.
God, what the? No, I knew you were doing that shit. Oh, what's this? Looks like we're getting a phone call. Who is it? That's not for. We can't do that until. When did I say?
10 episodes
10
later.
episodes.
So, was last week episode 11?
Last week was episode 11.
So
You got it.
you still got 8 episodes after this one.
God, I can't wait to make a phone call. Who am I going to do it? Well, you'll find out in 8 episodes. You got to. Sorry, I flatlined and died for a second, but I'm back. I'm all right. I can't take it.
It's not a good sound.
It's I just don't know what to do I don't know what to do.
You don't need to know what to do. I'm here for you. You ready? I have a lock in my hand, and you have to figure out how to unlock it. That's the next segment of the show. Figure out how to unlock the lock.
What?
Figure out how to unlock the lock.
That is a lock.
Figure it out.
That's a padlock you have in your hand.
I have a padlock. You have to figure out how to get it open.
That's literally, it's not a combination one.
You have to figure it out.
Well, so you're going to
You need
hand
a
me
key,
this
right?
lock.
Yeah.
I can't. Oh. All right.
You got a lock.
So,
You
let
figure
me-
out the lock.
I'm going to try. So this is a master padlock I have in my hand
Yeah.
that Tim just had in his... He just had in his office for some reason. I don't know why.
I've got some
So-
Brinks locks if you want those.
I'm good. You have 2 fucking more locks in your... All right. So I'm examining this lock that he just gave me, and it requires a key. So if I wanted to unlock it, I would need a key.
Do you know where I got that?
Why would I know where you got this?
You were there when I got it.
What? Well, I paying attention?
Our band director gave it to me. He gave that to me and these two and a box of keys.
Well, he was...
But none of the keys went to the locks, so it
Would've
was
thought-
really disappointing.
So that's why you want me to figure out how to unlock
I
this.
tried like 50 keys.
I wish you said daddy up when you did that, because you just reached out your hands and then flexed your fingers like you were asking to be picked up.
I frequently do that. And it's because I want to be picked up.
Papa up. I want up.
That's a movie, son.
When was the last
and
time
I'm
you
not
said
gonna
that to
buy
your-
it for you?
When was the last time you said Papa up to your dad?
Last week.
You just called him on the phone and said, "Hey, Dad, I know it's been a while. Papa up. Lift me up, Papa.
Live me up.
What the fuck?
Did you like that?
That's a spaceship.
I did that for you.
But only underwater. Guys, the podcast is now an analog horror movie. Oh. I'm glad it had to cool down.
All right. Yeah. So have you? I was about to say something and I lost it completely. Oh no,
Go
that's
ahead
really
and-
unfortunate.
Go ahead and try and figure it out. Take your time.
I'm gonna sit up in my seat, and now I'm sitting up in my seat. Don't look at the don't try and look around, Godzilla. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
Couldn't read what was on your shirt, and I was trying to read your shirt, so maybe we could find something to talk about, like Camp Crooked.
I thought I was wearing a plain shirt, but
No.
I'm not.
It says Camp Crooked.
Well, yours says one
Creek.
planet, one party. What's that about? Explain that one. One planet, one party.
Well, yeah, I mean,
How do you got time for just one?
that's a good point. How do we have time for just one planet? There's so much time. You can have more if you want. More planets.
So is that just like a you gotta?
Why are you?
You just wanna?
I was gonna. I mean, there's something to talk about. I
Are you
guess
just
with
trying
your
to
shirt.
ride the waves? Do you want to ride on down that road?
You're not my friend.
that long
Halfway high.
road.
You're not my friend. Halfway highway. I want you to know that, and I'd like it if you would let me talk to my friend Tim.
We can talk about Camp Crooked Creek if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to acknowledge how it was funny that I was trying to like say like your shirt has like a story, like there's
Yeah.
something that we could talk
I
about
got
behind
this
it.
at a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you're like, well, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about your shirt that
Yeah.
we know has no meaning.
Well, do we know?
I love the cool down.
Yeah.
I love the cool
Oh,
down,
it's
even
good.
though it didn't warm up.
Okay, so I used to call it Camp Creeked Crook because that was the kind of kid I was.
And
I was a piece of shit.
I can't believe how unsurprised I am.
It was a Boy Scout camp back when I was in the Boys Scouts, like children.
How was Boy Scouts growing up, Tim?
I
want you to-
honestly forgot I did that.
this is an interview.
I forgot I did that. It was so much of my life. I was constantly doing shit for that,
I
and
know
I
it was.
forgot about it. So
It was a part of your life well into high school.
too long. It was a part of my life. I didn't get Eagle, which is the top boy.
That might be that's the funniest part to me, is that you did it like right up until
Yeah, and then I
getting
quit.
Eagle, and you're like, no. The
Yeah.
only thing that you actually can get in is maybe something.
Yeah, I quit.
That's not true. You can tie knots and shit.
I can. I do know how to do some things that I wouldn't have known how to do if it weren't for that. And I got some good experiences.
That's
so
true.
It wasn't a waste of time completely. But by late high school, I hated it. I actually, I was to the rank right before Eagle, so I was close. But there was still a lot of stuff I had to do, and I was just not willing to commit more time to it. So maybe that was a stupid choice. A bunch of people told me that I was going to regret it. Still don't regret it, so
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
why would I?
Why would you?
I don't know why I would.
I don't
regret
have
that.
any regrets.
A bunch of people were like, being an Eagle Scout opens doors for you, and I'm like, yeah, but my family gives me all the jobs I want.
Yeah, but I worked at a window place and it was my fault I worked there.
My fault.
My fault.
But yeah, so this camp, I was actually thinking about this camp pretty recently because I was mowing and it was really hot.
Is it the one that we went to?
No.
Damn.
No. This one was in I don't
Georgia.
know. I feel like it was in Kentucky somewhere.
Yeehaw. Shout out. Shout out one time, Kentucky.
But it was a really hot day when I was mowing earlier this week. Mm-hmm. And it reminded me, for some reason, it just sparked a memory of going to summer camp. And I kind of miss it a little bit. I don't want to go back ever. But I remember having some good experiences.
One time, so I also did Boy Scouts for a lot shorter of a time than you did, but I did it for a second. And I remember one time, there was this stay there summer camp thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, my dad would always tell me, like, before, he was like, if you ever feel, like, you know, the thing that dads should tell their kids, like, if you ever feel uncomfortable with anything going on, let me know, and I will come get you.
Right.
And I might have taken advantage of that.
Yeah.
When nothing like that was happening, even remotely. But I didn't know I was taking advantage of it. I just took that as in, like, if I ever didn't want to be there anymore. And
and honestly, that's an understandable way to take that, I feel like.
I think so. For an autistic kid, for sure.
Yeah.
For someone who didn't understand what he meant by that. Yeah. But the there, like, I can't remember too many details, but it was like this sleepaway camp, and I was only there for like maybe a day, but I was like, how do I get out of here? How do I get out of here early?
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I don't feel good. Can you call my parents so I can go home? That's what I told, like, the counselors, and they couldn't be like, I mean, no.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They don't really have a choice.
No. And so my dad just came and got me, and that was it. And I left early when I was just like, you said.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be there anymore. Funny. He's like, well, that's not the point. I mean, the point.
Yeah.
Because it was
But on the other hand, like, so I think that there is value in that, especially if it's something that you want to do. But there's a certain point where I'm like, you know, I get why parents want their kids to do stuff like that. It pushes them to learn new things and go out and, you know, be on their own for a little bit and understand stuff like that. And it's also a chance to get them out of your hair for a little bit.
100%.
If your kid really doesn't want to do it, I don't think you should have them do it.
I don't think he had a problem with that. If he had a problem, I don't even remember. But if he had a problem, he always taught me that it's like, if you say you're going to do it, you're doing it. That's all the way. You're committing.
I can understand that.
So at the beginning, he wouldn't let me quit, like, soccer. He wouldn't let me quit any of the things I started. So this was like a situation
of where you, like, said that you wanted to go, and then you went, and then you were like, not about it.
Yeah, I was like, I want to be picked up, and then then he did.
Yeah,
but But now that I'm thinking about it, that doesn't sound like something he would do. So that's weird. Why he just was like, all right, fuck it. I don't want you to be there either, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that's not funny. Like I said, he was always the guy who's like, you're not quitting. We're not quitting shit, because that's not how you learn to, you know, if you say you're going to do it, you want to do soccer. I warned you 80 billion times before we did it. It's like, you're going to do the whole thing. If you say you're going to do soccer, don't just say you're going to do soccer.
Right.
And I was like, I'm going to do soccer. And then I'd be like, oh my God, this is terrible. He's like, well, I told you. You wouldn't like it.
Yeah. I think there's something to be said for that. Yeah. But yeah, so I kind of was thinking about summer camp and stuff. And honestly, the one thing that I miss is the canteen that they had. Just like a bunch of snacks and stuff. That's all I miss. So do I really miss summer camp? But those were some good times. Those super hot days with the slushies.
Cub Scouts, man. And the fucking meals we'd have at Cub Scouts while camping and shit. The fucking cobblers. Are you kidding me, dude?
That was good. Yeah.
I'm getting
ready.
I'm getting ripped tonight. R.I.P. that cobbler.
I've got a fork in my hand.
What's your favorite cobbler?
Blackberry for sure.
Did we have blackberry cobbler there?
I don't know, but my mom's made it because she has blackberry bushes. I don't. She doesn't even know that the podcast is happening.
We should try your mom's food on the podcast and not tell her.
We should have her on the podcast and not tell her.
I think that's a
banger of an idea.
Bad idea.
A banger of an idea.
That's not happening.
Banging that idea.
But in all fairness, because your mom won't be on the show, I won't have my mom. Okay. Well, do you need me to explain that to you?
No.
Moving on. Brings us to our sixth sponsor of the night.
Welcome back.
Never mind. Do you like cobbler more, or do you like pie more?
I like cobbler more, personally.
Damn, son.
I love pie, but I feel like it's a lot easier to screw up pie. I've had pies that were not very good because the crust was too dry, or like, you know, like homemade pies that turned out just
I've never.
Not been a fan.
I believe it,
also
though.
don't love the bottom crust part a lot, personally. It's just, it's all right. I've had good ones, but it's all right.
I've had a bad pie
But
before.
I love cobbler crust because the top of it's just so crumbly and
It's just cake?
It's thicker. Yeah,
it's literally
cake.
just Jiffy Mix.
Love that.
It's really
Love
good.
that a lot. So I prefer.
So does that
cobbler.
mean you're a cake boy? Instead of pie?
No,
No, of course not.
no, I'm not. I like pie way more than I like cake. Cake is good.
Cobbler is literally cake pie.
The only cake that I really would pick over pie is like German chocolate cake.
All right.
But
I mean, that's fair, I guess.
I wouldn't pick it over most pies.
I wouldn't
Just
pick it
some.
over. I would never pick a cake over pie. You'd
But,
have to.
yeah.
I don't know what cake you'd have to. Pineapple upside down cakes is good.
So you're a pie guy.
I'm a pie man. Thank you.
I All right.
What's your favorite pie? Is it blackberry pie as well?
Well, I don't know. Pie's a little different. I think that honestly, my favorite one is that I've had is probably peach pie.
I don't think I've had peach pie,
good.
but I know I'd like
Peach
it.
cobbler's great.
Peach cobbler is the best cobbler.
But I really like peach pie.
That's
Good
what I was
stuff.
going to say about cobbler. Is peach cobbler is the best cobbler, forever.
Yeah.
But the best pie I've ever had, and this is going to seem, hear me out now. This is going to seem very like cliche because it is a form of apple pie, but it's not just any ordinary apple pie. My Grammy, Thanksgiving, she makes a fuck ton of pies, and that's most of the time when I have pies, it's her making pies, and
That's
she
good.
never messes them up.
Right on.
So that's why I was like, I've never had really a bad pie before.
Right on.
But one she makes it's so motherfucking good is apple pie on the half shell. I couldn't tell you what she does in that, but it's cinnamon and apples and shit. And it's the only way to make apples good, in my opinion. You heard it. You heard it here first. Hot take. That's my controversial hot take.
You know, I'm not that into apples either.
Apples are not good.
I like them, all right, but they're like bottom of the list
They're
for fruits for me.
Low, boy.
That's just like, I like them, but fruit is just so good, and apples are just like, okay.
It's so not worth it. I mean, a cooked apple and like an apple pie,
yeah.
and you're doing some stuff with it. Ooh, Bobby darling, I like it. All right.
Oh, but that's the other reason that I like cobblers the best, is because they are usually served hot.
Yes.
And pie can be served hot, and I love hot pie, but cobbler's like always hot, pretty much.
I didn't even
and I
think
love
about
it that way.
I didn't even think about having a cold pie. They have those too, don't they?
Yep.
Like lemon meringue. Those are
Yep.
usually cold.
I mean, most of the pie I eat is cold because it's not like, even if it's homemade, it's brought to a thing and it's had time to cool off, and they don't like heat it at the thing,
I guess that's fail.
which is, it's still good, but I like it better warm personally. Ooh, and with ice cream all melty on that.
I'm a dog for it.
There you go.
Man, I'm a dog for that ice cream.
See, my favorite dessert really truly is ice cream.
It's the best.
I just love ice cream.
You're 100% right, and that's 100% my favorite dessert ever. Honestly, it might be one of my favorite foods ever, and it's kind of cheating.
I went and got ice cream way too much in high school. Just
Really?
all the time, man. I would just go to Grader's and Comfy Cow.
Oh,
and,
shit.
Dairy Queen and get Blizzards.
Oh,
I would
shit,
just
shit.
go all over the place all the time. Probably
Yeah.
3 times a week.
I didn't know that at all, and
It was a
with
lot.
You. I was with you 3 times a week.
Yeah, at least.
Those are all the days in a week.
Every day.
3 times a week.
But yeah, so I haven't been doing that as much, and that's definitely a good thing.
Legitimately, yeah, definitely a good thing. You
Yeah.
see the difference in weight between us because there's 2 things I keep in my fridge at all times: ketchup, because you kind of just always need ketchup, and then ice cream.
And you put the
There's
ketchup
always
on
ice
the
cream.
ice cream.
There's always ice cream in my ketchup.
What kind of ice cream do you keep around?
Whatever
You get.
Whatever
You
I
don't
get.
have like go-to flavors.
I mean, my favorite is like a peanut butter or
That's good.
like anything peanut. Moose Tracks maybe that might be my favorite ice cream.
That's good stuff.
I've always been a big butter pecan fan.
Oh, yeah,
Everyone
yeah,
hates
yeah.
on butter pecan. That's a great ice cream. But literally, it's just like I'm at the store,
Whatever you find.
whatever looks good,
Yeah.
whatever
That's-
looks good right there.
that's
because
respectable.
it's always being switched out.
Yeah.
So
See, I like when I'm going out to get ice cream from like an ice cream shop, I usually go for like a salted caramel
That's also
or
good.
whatever like fruit flavors they've got. But lately Tia and I we either get mint chocolate chip because that's always like ever
So
since I
good.
was a kid. When I was a kid, that was my favorite.
so good, man.
And now it's pretty high on the list. It's not my favorite anymore, but it's good. And then the other one we get, which is fantastic, is I think it's like the Kroger brand, but it's like
I'm probably
in the
familiar.
fancy box, and it's like it's like dark chocolate raspberry or something,
Okay.
and it's real good.
I'm not a big chocolate guy. I don't. So if I'm gonna choose an ice cream, it's never
Well,
one that's got chocolate.
The ice cream is not chocolate flavored though.
Okay, all right.
It's like little chips, little chippies.
Body boy, I like it.
But yeah, that raspberry, good ice cream.
I love ice cream so much. Shout out to 62 Twist, rest in peace forever.
But
Even
they
though-
still serve ice cream
no,
for some reason.
That's
Do
not
they
the
not?
same. That's not the same place to
Oh.
me anymore. That place is
Okay,
dead to me.
well. I actually
Yeah, I also
like,
really
like
like-
it's really good.
It is good.
But I do miss those goddamn
Mozzarella sticks.
Those were fantastic.
I got turned on into the microphone.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say shout out to
Matzo.
62 Twist because they had the salted caramel malt I would get
Oh, that was good.
once a week.
That was
in high
fantastic.
school.
Yeah. What do you think of sorbet? You into that?
What's the difference?
What do you?
What's the difference between ice cream and sorbet?
Oh, it's very not the same. I don't know. I don't know what the actual differences are that make it, but it tastes
sorbet
completely
just like custard.
different. No, it's like a different thing. I'm gonna look it up. How about it?
Is
Have
sorbet
you-
like pudding?
Have you had much Have you had any?
I don't think I've ever had sorbet.
It's like they use it as like a palate cleanser in between, like for like taste testing stuff. But I'm assuming it's like
Like water?
well, I'm assuming that it's like a mostly unflavored when they do that. It says it's also called water ice.
Then yes, I have had
Yeah,
sorbet.
it's a frozen dessert. It's a frozen dessert made from sugar sweetened water with flavoring.
That's not.
Typically fruit juice, fruit puree, wine, liquor, or honey. So
You said Fuhr in there. I heard it.
yeah, I did.
You didn't mention the Fuhr.
These do not contain dairy ingredients, while sherbet does.
How dare you?
So
How dare you call it?
Which
what
is
it's
also
supposed
a
to be
different
called?
thing.
How dare you call it what it's supposed to be called?
I'm sorry.
You know.
Sherbet.
It's sherbet. You know where we live.
Sherbet Hoover.
Sherbert the pervert.
But yeah, I like a sorbet, but I'm always disappointed when I see that. Like they at some ice cream places they'll just list flavors and sorbet will be written behind it, but it'll be like smaller and I won't notice it. And like it's not like I order it and get it and don't know, but it's like I'll see it and I'll be excited and then I'll realize that it's a sorbet and I'm like, but I wanted it to be ice cream.
Yeah, I've never once in my life have I ever gotten sorbet.
Yeah, it's
you-
good. I like it, but it's just not. It's not amazing.
Have you ever had creme brulee?
No,
That's fancier.
it is definitely.
It's good.
It is.
Try it. Yeah.
What is it? Burnt.
It's burnt. Well, they do take a blowtorch to it. I don't know
Yeah.
if you saw that on YouTube or whatever you fucking do.
Whatever I
these days.
do,
Fucking hack. You fucking hack.
I'm a piece of
You
shit,
fucking
aren't I?
piece of shit. How about you?
I'm a big old piece of.
How about you listen to what I'm about to say right now?
Hey, listen to it. Welcome back.
What was I talking? I was talking about creme brulee.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a pudding custard thing ish. That's like glazed with the blowtorch thing to make it like crispy for some
that's
reason.
fancy.
It's good. It's fine.
I might have had that at some point.
My uncle made it for us.
Really?
Yeah, because
he do a good job. Mm-hmm. Well, look at
he's
him.
good. He's a good chef guy who makes good food. So he did that for us one time and had his own blowtorch and shit and made it.
Nice.
Yeah, it sucked.
All right.
Well, that brings us to our next sponsor, dessert. You ever,
You ever have dessert? Well, find some, and then you'll be supporting us.
you're gonna have ice cream. What are you, lactose intolerant? You're gonna sound like this.
Support us by finding some dessert.
Sportus is my favorite.
And thank you.
Do you want to talk about that theme from the eyeglass?
Yeah, we
thing
can do that again. Just have the same conversation.
Yeah, we should listen to the podcast again and find a conversation we had and then say it again.
Thank you. Well, now that we're going off the rails a little bit, I think it's time to bring up the fastest person alive. Me. Because I'm the fastest.
It makes you say, holy fuck, dude.
Are you okay?
No.
You didn't look like you were doing all right.
I did that as a
That
joke.
looked painful.
I didn't have to cough. I just
You didn't?
No. I just did it as
you
a
just
bit.
hurt yourself for no reason.
I didn't do it for no reason,
You did
Tim.
it for the jokes.
Listen, Tim, I did it for the audience.
Audience. There's still a tag going off those shorts.
There's still a tag on these shorts here.
Empty bucket. You really oughta take the tags off your clothes if you're gonna wear them.
If you're just joining us, welcome back. This is Chronic Nonsense. I'm currently holding a skeleton named MT Bucket.
Yeah, and he's been wearing the same clothes for weeks.
Longer than that.
Well, I mean,
Not much longer than a week, right?
oh yeah.
What's your favorite kind of water?
Oh, green water. I really couldn't give a shit. I'm just kidding. I really like Fiji water, but I don't buy it ever because I typically just drink like tap water, especially because like Louisville water is pretty good.
Louisville water. Yeah, I was surprised when I moved over to this area and then tried that bitch tap water for the first time.
Yeah, it's a good boy.
It is. You know, when you grow up in the southern Indiana, Charlestown, you have,
Brown water.
brown water sometimes.
Water that's maybe not safe.
No, it can't be.
Sometimes.
It's brown. Water's not brown.
Yeah.
Water's nothing color.
Water that I would never advise you to drink.
Who's
Thank you. Yeah. I was lucky because my parents didn't have Charlestown water.
Do you think your parents love you right now?
Maybe.
Maybe.
My mom texted me today and she was like, "Hey Tim, when you get the chance, you should give us a call because your dad wanted to talk to you about some things." And I'm like, "I'm sure it's not important. Like, I'm sure it's not like a big deal.
I'm sure it's not important.
I'm sure
Mom.
it's not. I'm never gonna talk to you. I'm sure it's not a big deal, but it's like I was like, that's ominous. All right,
It always is.
cool. And then later today she was like, I mean, if you don't have time like soon, it's no big deal. Just call us sometime this weekend. And I was like, all right. So it's not a big deal probably. But it did make me do the stress.
Do the stress. Everybody in the club do the stress.
Everybody was doing the stress.
Is that CeeLo Green's Kung Fu Fighting?
So one party, one planet. Why don't you tell me about that?
How much
one
income
planet,
is-
one party? How many parties, how many planets?
I got this shirt at a Goodwill. I like shopping at Goodwill only.
Well, that's crazy.
We'll be right back.
And we're back. Thank you for taking a break with us. This is a master lock I've got here. You're going to have to find a way to open it. recycled bit.
I recycled boy. Did you you haven't met, so you don't know anyone at work or anything to?
Oh yeah, no, I know some people at work.
Are they
You want me
related
to tell
to
them
you?
about that? tell them about. Do you want me to tell them about
I want
that?
you to tell the people at work that you know about them.
So here's the funny thing about the people that I work with. There are 1, 2, 3, 4,
6, 7.
How many people are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There are maybe 13 people that I work with. So there's the boss, and then there's like his second in command, and then there's my cousin who helped me get the job, and then there's a guy that works with him.
Is this excuse me? Is this second cousin same meat?
No, this is cousin-in-law.
Same meat.
Same meat. So those are like the people that are
excuse me,
working
I'm sorry.
in the office section of the building, and then there's the installers that are working in the garage with where I'm at, because I'm an installer.
Mm-hmm.
And of those people, there's this one guy, and then he's got 3 kids, and they work there. And then he's got his brother-in-law works there, and then his brother-in-law's nephew works there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 7 people right there, 6 people right there. That's 6 out of the 13 people that I work with.
You've said so many numbers that I don't know.
They're all
where.
related. And then there are 2 more people that are like brothers-in-law.
Is the business called Cheaper by the Dozen?
No, it's actually called Oreo.
How do you spell that?
That's,
No, those aren't letters. So you. Oh man.
Oh, Dalen, I unplugged everything.
Oh, Dalen, I forgot we're not recording.
I forgot we didn't record a podcast.
Would you
yet.
say that's a success or a not one?
It's a blunder?
Send us in an email. We're going to tell you if that was a success or not one.
Why don't you hit me up on Blunder?
That's a dating app for
I
sure.
got a profile on Blunder, and I'm making the dates.
Maybe that is funnier.
Yeah.
Just playing that part of the American Dad theme.
All right, well, I think maybe it's time to wrap it up.
We always end on such a high note, you
Such
two.
the highest
I'm
note.
always like, whoa, what are we ending it now?
What is it, over?
God.
I can't believe it. I'm so...
Does that mean sad or? I guess so. You know, Patrick told me he really looks forward to these on Mondays.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, because this one's gonna make me happy. This one's gonna
I'm
make
so
me
sorry that
happy.
I'm going to be happy about this episode.
Well, Patrick, I'm glad that we can bring you a little something
That's the only
on
reason
Monday.
we do this podcast is for Patrick.
We
one
should
guy
make an
out there.
episode where we're just talking to him.
No, talking to him, but not like on the phone.
Yeah, no, just like through the podcast.
He
we're
said
talking to
he
him.
wanted to be a guest on the show, and I said, "Hey,
We should
shut
do
the
that.
fuck up, Patrick.
We could do that.
We'll work on it.
We'll talk about it.
We'll have to. I think we can.
I mean,
do
we're
that.
not gonna have.
Excuse
you.
me.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I was gonna say I think we'll do that when I don't fucking remember anymore.
Yeah, well, that's fine. We'll probably start having guests when we
we can-
get into the swing of things a little more.
We'll start having guests when we can do a full episode without like panicking and trying to find out what to say next.
Yeah,
We'll see when that'll be.
that'll be a couple years from now.
Yeah.
We'll make it.
Maybe we shouldn't do an hour. Maybe we should shorten it up. But I don't know.
I'm happy with what it is. Maybe we shouldn't talk about the format of our podcast while we're making it.
Well, I thought it was over already. So
I haven't ended it yet.
We got a chronic nonsense on the podcast, and you're going to want to be around that.
Do you want to end the podcast now?
No, I thought we were going to go on for another 30 minutes.
All right, let's do it. So, what was your week like?
You can always check us out on Instagram.
What's your favorite kind of dessert?
We just had the same conversations again. Well, you can check us out on Chronic Nonsense on the Instagram and Chronic Nonsense on the Twitter.
And you're going to want to quit your job.
And
yeah,
thank
baby,
you so much.
right on.
I hate that man.
Email us at chronicnonsensepodcast@gmail.com.
We might check it.
We might not.
We might. I know we might not.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Hey, remember to never have sex with your cousins or your dogs
unless they're
neutered. Thank you so much, guys. We'll check you out on the next one. Hey, Reddit. You're on Reddit. You're on Reddit. Thank you for listening. Drama is the beat like.